Yeah, so what we've been talking about for the last couple of years is this prioritization rule of the WNBA, and it goes into full effect in 2024. What it means is if you are not backed on your overseas commitments by the start of WNBA training camp, you can't play the whole season, that's it, and that really affects the foreign market for players where it was already a tougher go with the Russian market. Closing, nobody's going to play there after what happened to the 3-on-3 league has burst. Onto the scene with an outrageously good offer for Caitlin Clark. That's one of the few good looks, and it's not even that great of a look that she's gotten here. So far we're discussing big bucks like Ice Cube serious. We can't wait for Saturday. What was the official offer to Caitlin? It was 2 years, $5 million a year, and plus, we were going to do cool stuff with merch, and I think he was even talking about percentage and team ownership. But is it too late for Caitlin to join this game-changing league, or is it just another unattainable promise? Okay, first things first, unless you've been living under a rock, the 3-on-3 league is serious business. This isn't some casual backyard game, it's elite with money flying around like confetti. But should Caitlin even think about this as part of her post-WNBA career? The league was created as a fast-paced, cash-filled alternative for pro athletes seeking something different. When the WNBA season ends, it's where real ballers come to showcase their skills, and the court vibe is less corporate and more bring your game or go home. Why? Because 3-on-3 has become basketball's wild, rebellious little brother. So tell us about this new league. Yeah, I think, just to touch on what you said, obviously, in a typical women's basketball life, you play in the WNBA and you go overseas, and there's a 7-month gap where our W players are at home, aren't in market, and Fi and I are co-founders in Unrivaled, which is going to launch in Miami come 2025, and it's going to be the top 30 athletes where we'll play 3-on-3, 1-on-1, and just be home, be in market, and be able to be, in a market that isn't a W team but continue to grow the game and grow brands, so it's going to stay there in Miami, which is very important to the players. They didn't want to be traveling all around during the off-season, so it's going to be their 3-on-3. The court's going to be a little bit different. Yep, the court's going to be a little bit smaller, so like around 60 feet in comparison to 94, but full court 3-on-3. The court's going to be a little bit different. Yep, the court's going to be a little bit smaller, so like around 60 feet, and in comparison to 94, but full court 3-on-3. Imagine all the talent, all the refinement of a complete game packed into half the space with no room for excuses. Yeah, that's what players adore. Plus, the league is knee-deep in fat racks of cash, Benjamin's baby, and they're not hesitant about using that to attract elite talent. The format is faster, more aggressive, and considerably more open, meaning Caitlin's sharpshooting and court vision would be front and center. It's a scorer's dream out there. The shorter shot time means she can't just pick apart defenders, she has to destroy them on the go. Picture her out there. No time to think, just pure instinct, cross drive splash from deep. It's her natural game to begin with. She's been a 3-point wizard her whole career, drawing up from Steph Curry range like it's a free throw in a fast-paced game like this. She'd be lethal, and don't underestimate her passing ability. 3-on-3 is all about quick cuts, fast reads, and threading the needle when chances arise. With her court vision, Caitlin would make her opponents look like puppets on a string, elevating her teammates to all-star status regardless of who's on the court. However, there are challenges as well. The 3-on-3 league isn't for the faint-hearted. It's brutal and you're isolated against your defender. Caitlin is certainly tough, but in the WNBA, she has some leeway to set up plays, manage the clock, and read the defense. In 3-on-3, it's bam, 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 and you're quickly thrust into a struggle over who will crumble first. 1-on-1, Sammy Wickham with 8 seconds left goes around to Gamaki, drives baseline, second opportunity is up, and in by Nalissa Smith. Very entertaining first half about Seattle, and all of a sudden we're pretty close. This has been as close as it's been all second quarter long, 44-2, and let's remember that every drive to the hoop could turn into a wrestling match. No one's watching out there. The 3-on-3 would test her toughness, stamina, and ability to remain calm under relentless pressure. She's definitely tough, but this would take it up a notch. Consider this: instead of players flying to Europe for the off-season and dealing with time zone changes, culture shock, and additional jet lag, they're sticking around here and getting paid handsomely to compete against some of the best right on American soil. Nafisa Collier and Breanna Stewart, both icons in their own right, would certainly have a combination of joy and strategic curiosity about Kate and Clark joining the 3-on-3 scene. With her well-rounded style and attention on team chemistry, could be interested by how Clark's explosive attack would shake up the 3-on-3 format. Collier is all about efficiency and exploiting her presence to open up the game for others, and Clark's quick trigger shooting in fearless court vision would bring an unpredictable edge that even top defenders like her would appreciate. Collier might see Clark as a wild card capable of altering any squad by forcing defenders to continuously react. She probably says something along the lines of she brings a new dynamic to any format. Clark's presence alone changes the game plan and makes it interesting for everyone out there. Breanna Stewart, a master of versatility and one of the finest at adapting her game to different styles, would certainly consider Clark as a fierce asset for the high-speed 3-on-3 game. Stewart, who thrives both in planned setups and in rapid reads, might enjoy Clark's versatility. Stewart's esteem would be built and how Clark could push boundaries and make the game more thrilling and fierce. Stewart would probably remark having Caitlyn would not only make things more competitive, but it forced players to bring their best because she's not the type you can leave alone. She offers that flair and unpredictability that would keep everyone sharp. Overall, both players would definitely be hyped at the notion of Clark entering 3-on-3, realizing that her unique, game-changing skills would make it a challenging yet thrilling experience for everyone involved. So the essential question is whether this league suits her at the moment, or if the record breaker should take a break from the game. Caitlin Clark is almost a 3-on-3 player already. She excels in fast-paced situations, plays aggressively, and can maneuver in confined spaces. Picture her in a league where you have just 12 seconds to make a move. That's enough time for her to shoot from the logo and sink a three-pointer right in someone's face without even breaking a sweat. That's the Caitlin Clark effect, and it's precisely what 3-on-3 needs to enhance its reputation. I'd pay good money just to see her embarrass defenders in one-on-one situations where they can't catch their breath. In 3-on-3, there's no help defense to rely on. You're out there alone, and if Caitlin crosses you up, it's her fault. Can you picture the memes she'd create that would go viral with every move in the history of the league? You might want to get out on her. And then Caitlyn, wow, that was how much is at stake. Fine, let's discuss finances. The offer being proposed is substantial. It amounts to no less than what the Big Three league founded by Ice Cube pays retired NBA players to perform. If you know about the Big Three, you understand that Ice Cube is serious. He has been signing athletes to contracts that dwarf the average income of WNBA players. Don't quite do it. Learning how to communicate that, articulate what you're seeing. That's been the growth of Caitlin Clark throughout her career at Iowa. Some of those early frustrations with some players early. Now they understand what she's seeing. They understand how to move. And if they're open, she will find them. You can mix the foul mark. Thought the defender went straight up. You can tell the 3-honor league is serious when they're offering Caitlin Clark such a large sum. They don't just want her to be another player. They want her to be the face of this venture. Imagine the posters, the billboards. She'd be at the forefront of advertising, making a case for why fans should watch. And with her sharp shooting and on-court persona, she'd draw in thousands of fans. So is it worth it? Should Caitlin take the opportunity, or would this league be a flashy? If you are new on the channel, then please subscribe to the channel and also like the video. Distraction from her career. What was the offer? Official offer to Kate, it was 2 years, $5 million a year, and plus we're going to do cool stuff with merch. And it was even talk about a percentage and team ownership. We believe her coming into the Big Three would be such a big deal that, all boats would rise in the league with benefit from the attention. And to see, if she can actually do it against this competition. So here's the $1 million question. Is joining the 3-on-3 league a good move for Caitlin Clark, or is it one of those deals that looks great on paper, but could hurt her brand in the long run? Consider this. Caitlin's reputation is currently top tier. Crazy. I didn't sign up for this. There we go. She's the player everyone is watching in the WNBA. But let's be honest, the WNBA is a team game with strategy, a strong fan base, and a bit of legacy. Moving to a league focused more on fast highlights and less on long-term growth could be risky. Caitlin has the talent, no doubt, but is she ready for a league with such unpredictability? Now the counter offer. Why not just fly over to Europe, cash in with the overseas leagues, and rack up even more money in the off-season? European leagues have a reputation for treating top players like royalty. They pay, they respect, and they appreciate. Caitlin could easily travel worldwide and play for clubs that would throw money her way. Plus, she'd get to experience all the pleasures of European adoration. Have you seen those crowds? They chant, they sing, they basically treat every game like it's the World Cup. Yoke, and while she's there, she'd be developing additional contacts and possibly earning endorsement deals left and right. So why select 3-on-3 over of a proven abroad gig? All right, here's where it gets interesting. Let's break down the advantages and downsides. Pro, when she'd be the face of the 3-on-3 league, instant fame, instant attention. No team has played more road games, and the Indiana Fever tonight, it's a much needed and a boatload of cash she'd get to bring her game to a level where people really pay attention to individual players. Plus, she'd be promoting her brand with highlights that would go viral in a hurry. Pro 2, she'd get to stay home, no long trips to Europe, no time zone complication, no foreign languages to master. She's right here making money, keeping her followers, and taking her game to a national level. Does not get there in time to impact it. Look at Caitlin Card getting her shoulders, but then there are the drawbacks. Firstly, she risks being seen as more of a highlight player than a true long-term competitor. If the 3 Honor League collapses or loses its appeal, that could negatively impact her brand. Caitlin is known as a pure hooper, not just someone chasing quick cash. And secondly, the league itself, sure, they have money, but do they have stability? We all know many upstart leagues have come and gone. If the 3 Honor League doesn't last, what happens to all that momentum she's built? So, what should she do? Should she take the riches, embrace the fast-paced, edgy world of 3-on-3, and become an instant sensation? After all, it's a league where, let's be frank, she's not exactly getting the red carpet treatment, not with some of these players vying for her every moment they get. Let's not forget Caitlin's had her fair share of, let's call them, less than supportive teammates and opponents, including Angel Ray and DJ Owen Carrington. If you know what I mean, they've either dealt out the disdain outright or silently stood by while she got trot 10. So what if Caitlin chose to change things up by stepping outside the WNBA, except it's WNBA players that make up the competition? What do you think? Is it time for Caitlin to try the 3 genre, let loose, and redefine what it means to be a superstar off-season? Or should she ride this one out? Drop your view in the comments, and let's hear it. If you thought this was wild, just wait till you see what we've got set up next. Subscribe, like, and ring that bell. There's no telling what the basketball world's got coming next. Thanks for watching, and subscribe my channel.